An aging lady saved a tiny cat, but when her strange companion matured, she almost cried out in terror. Rose lived in a small house on the town's edge. After her partner died, she was left by herself, and her days became quiet and dull. Her only joy was her garden plants, which she looked after with great care. Every morning, Rose woke with the first light, made tea, and sat on her porch. She would sway in her old seat, looking at nature and thinking of happy times with her partner. Though people nearby asked her to join them, she more and more chose to be alone. Being lonely became her normal state. One cold fall evening, Rose heard an odd noise from her yard. With a warm cover over her back, she went onto the porch and waited. The sound came again. A sad cry, like a cat baby's call. The wind was getting stronger, and rain began hitting the roof. Rose waited, unsure if she should go out in bad weather, but the crying grew louder. Taking a light, she stepped into the dark. Carefully walking on wet grass, she went around the house. Her light caught movement near an old tree, a small furry ball shaking from cold and fear. Rose's heart felt warm. She softly lifted the small animal and held it to her chest. It was a tiny cat with soft gray-brown hair and large, scared eyes. Thunder made a loud sound. The cat baby shook and held on to Rose's top. She rushed back inside, feeling the small heart beating next to her own. She cleaned the cat with warm water, dried it with a soft cloth, and gave it warm milk. The cat drank fast, then curled up on her legs and went to sleep. Rose stayed up all night, hearing the cat's breathing, worried it might get sick after being in the cold. By morning, it looked well and active. The cat grew more lively, looking around its new home with wonder. Rose called him Milo and took him to the pet doctor. Dr. Harris said Milo was fine, but needed extra care because he was so young. As time went by, Rose's life found new purpose. She liked watching Milo grow. The cat was very smart and loved to play. Soon, Rose saw that Milo was not like other cats. He had very round yellow eyes, puffy face sides, and short legs. She thought these were just family traits. Even with short legs, Milo well climbed window hangings. He spent hours by the window watching yard animals. Time passed, and Milo grew quicker than normal cats his age. His hair got thicker, mainly on his face sides and tail. Rose loved him and gave him lots of snacks. When she got him a fake mouse, Milo acted with great joy, getting low like a hunter and rushing at his food with quick moves. When Rose worked in her yard, Milo watched her closely. In late day, he sat on her legs during book or TV time. Rose saw his being there made her feel better. She thought less about being alone, moved more, and smiled often. Even her body pain seemed less bad. One bright day, while Rose was working in her yard as always, Milo walked with her among the plants. As they went along the way, the cat suddenly stopped still. Rose stopped too and looked ahead. There, moving fast through the grass, was a small field mouse. The cat jumped fast, getting food in one leap. This hunting skill made Rose wonder, who had never seen such a young cat get food so well. She got a special blue rope to walk Milo to friends, but the cat would not wear it, going under the bed when she took it out. Rose saw Milo acted odd with loud sounds, putting his ears down and hiding when he heard the cleaning machine or phone sound. As cold time came, his hair grew thicker and turned a nice light gray color that glowed in light, making him look larger. One morning, Rose found Milo had gone outside and was happy running in snow. Strange for most cats who hate cold days. He was playing in snow and trying to catch falling snow bits, not wanting to come in until shown food treats. Rose began seeing other odd things. Milo did not like catmint but liked eating small sticks and grass from the yard. As Rose was finding out about these odd ways, another thing showed more about her strange pet. One day, while cleaning her shelf tops, Rose, by mistake, dropped a glass bowl. The loud crash scared Milo, and he quickly went under the couch. His body moved very fast, a flash of light gray hair racing across the room. But instead of normal cat sounds, the cat made a strange noise like a growl of a wild animal. The deep, low noise filled the quiet house, sending fear down Rose's back. This made Rose even more confused. She bent down, trying to see Milo under the seat, wondering what could make such a small animal make such a scary sound. One day, Rose's old friend Margaret came to see her. The moment she came through the door, Milo watched her with hard, still eyes from his spot on the window edge. Seeing Milo, she said with shock, "Oh my, Rose! What kind of animal is that? He does not look like a normal cat at all." Her voice was high with fear, her finger pointing at the strange animal. These words made Rose really think. They stayed in her mind long after Margaret had left, making her doubt everything she thought she knew. She began to pay more mind to her pet. She watched him closely during the day and sometimes even at night, noting his every move and habit. Indeed, there was something odd, even wild, about how he looked. The round face, small ears, and thick tail did not quite look like a house cat. His eyes seemed too smart, too ready, as if keeping secrets from a different world. After some days of close watching and growing worry, Rose decided to take Milo to the pet doctor. Her hands shook as she put the strange cat in the box, wondering what facts she might learn. Dr. Harris, the local pet expert, looked at the cat for a long time. His eyes got more narrow with each minute as he checked Milo's teeth, eyes, and odd hair. His face got more and more unsure, sometimes shaking his head in surprise while writing notes on his board. "You know, Mrs. Miller," he finally said after what seemed like hours of tense quiet, "I'm not sure, but this fluffy little one might not be a normal cat. Sorry for the interruption. Before we continue with the story, I kindly ask you to like the video and subscribe to this channel. It is very important for us. Thank you very much." His teeth pattern is strange, and his fur doesn't match any house cat type I've seen in 30 years of work. We need to do some more checks. He talked slowly, picking his words with care as he touched Milo's thick fur with both work interest and real wonder. The next few days Rose spent in worried waiting. Every sound of the phone made her jump, hoping for answers but fearing what they might show. She couldn't stop thinking about the vet's words, going over them in her mind while watching Milo's every move with new eyes. What if Milo wasn't really a normal cat? The idea both scared and thrilled her. What should she do then? Would she need to give up the pet she had grown to love so much? She found herself taking pictures of Milo's odd actions, writing down everything as proof of how special he was. Finally, the test results came. The waiting had been almost too hard, with Rose checking her phone all the time for missed calls. Dr. Harris asked Rose to the clinic for an important talk, his voice serious over the phone. With her heart beating hard against her chest like a drum, she walked into the office, holding Milo safely in her arms. The cat seemed very calm, as if he somehow knew the importance of this moment. "Mrs. Miller," the vet began, leaning forward across his desk with a strong look in his eyes. "The results are amazing. Your Milo is not a house cat. He is a Pallas's cat, a rare wild cat from the flatlands of Central Asia." His finger pointed to a book, open to a photo that looked very like her pet. Rose felt dizzy from the news, holding the edge of her chair to keep steady. Dr. Harris explained that Pallas's cats are a dying type listed in the Red Book. They usually avoid human touch completely, and are known for their alone, secret nature. They are not good at living in homes and need special care, including certain foods and living spaces, to be well. "You've done a great job raising this beauty," the vet said with real respect in his voice. Noting how healthy Milo looked despite the odd situation, "But now we need to figure out what to do next." He placed a kind hand on Rose's shoulder, seeing the worry and mix-up written across her face. When Rose returned home that evening, she was in trouble. The truth had changed everything, yet nothing. Milo was still the same animal she had grown to love. Only now she carried the weight of knowing who he truly was meant to be. Her mind raced with fighting thoughts day and night, taking her sleep and hunger. She had grown so close to Milo that the thought of leaving him seemed too hard. Each time she looked at his special face and watched him play around the house, her heart broke a little more. But at the same time, she knew that she couldn't give the right care he needed. Her home wasn't made for a wild animal, and she didn't have the knowledge to meet his special food and space needs. Also, keeping a wild animal at home was against the law. The rules existed to protect these rare animals, and Rose didn't want to risk Milo's health or her own legal standing by ignoring this fact. After much thought and talks with experts, including long phone calls and visits to animal doctors who understood her feelings struggle, Rose made a hard choice. Her hands shook as she filled out the papers, tears marking the forms. She agreed to send Milo to a wildlife help center where he could get the right care and be made ready for going back to the wild. The center had skilled staff trained just in handling dying types and helping them move back to their natural homes. The day of their leaving was the hardest day of Rose's life. The morning came with a gray sky that matched her mood perfectly. She couldn't stop the tears as she said goodbye to her fluffy friend. They ran down her face as she touched his fur one last time, saving every pattern and feel. Milo, feeling the importance of the moment, quietly made soft sounds and rubbed against her hands. His golden eyes seemed to hold a special knowing, almost as if he knew this was a needed goodbye, despite their strong bond. The center's staff told Rose that they would take good care of the palace's cat and keep her updated on how he was doing. They promised pictures and regular reports, explaining their help process with patience and care for her clear sadness. Their kindness gave a small comfort in the middle of her big sadness. As Rose returned to her empty house, time seemed to slow down. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Several months passed as she got used to life without her strange friend. The changing seasons marked time as Rose lived with her empty home, missing Milo's being there in every corner. Rose got detailed reports about how Milo was getting used to his new space. Each update brought mixed feelings, joy at his progress but wanting for his company. He had grown clearly, his once kitten-like body now strong and powerful, become stronger through special training moves, and began to show the true actions of a wild animal. His hunting skills got very sharp, and he no longer showed any interest in the toys or comforts of home life. Experts were sure that he would soon be ready for going into the wild. Their happy notes explained how well he was making friends with others of his kind and relearning the living skills that were somehow always inside him. Rose was asked to join in this important event. The ask came on a spring morning, making her heart race with waiting and worry. She arrived at the safe place where Milo was to be let go, a big, protected area that looked like the flatlands of Central Asia, with rolling hills and spread-out plants. Her heart was full of joy and sadness as she watched the handlers get ready the special moving cage. The day was perfect. Clear skies and a soft wind moving through the tall grasses of the home. When the cage was opened, Milo waited at first, blinking in the bright sun of his family homeland. He carefully smelled the new scents around him, his whiskers moving with each new find. His care showed how much he had changed from the fun kitten in her living room. Then, as if getting his courage, he took a few steps and stopped, looking around at the big land stretching before him. His muscles got tight beneath his thick coat, ready to explore this new freedom. Rose tried to hold back her tears as she saw this key moment in Milo's journey. Her hands held the cloth of her jacket, fingers white with feeling. Suddenly, a shadow moved in the distance. It was a wild Pallas's cat, its special features clear even from far. The wild cat paused, seeming to notice Milo with wonder interest. Milo got tight, every sense ready for this meeting, and then, to everyone's surprise, he, with trust, ran towards his fellow cat with purpose and knowing. The help experts traded amazed looks at this unexpected action. In that perfect moment of freedom, Rose finally understood that true love sometimes means letting go, allowing those we cherish to become who they were always meant to be. Within moments, both animals disappeared into the tall grass, two shadows joining with the landscape that was their true home. The experts whispered excitedly about this rare and perfect joining. Rose stood for a long time, looking into the distance where she had last seen her special friend. The wind dried the tears on her cheeks as birds called overhead. She knew that she had made the right choice by giving her pet a chance at a natural life. The short joy of keeping him would never compare to the freedom he now felt. This event had changed her forever, opening her eyes to a world beyond her own needs, teaching her to value the beauty of wild nature and the importance of saving rare types of animals. She left the safe place with a lighter heart, knowing that somewhere in those grasslands, Milo was finally where he truly belonged. Did you like this story? Do you believe Rose chose correctly? What action would you have taken if you were her? Share your thoughts in the comments section. If you enjoyed the story, follow this channel and give it a thumbs up. At times, doing what's correct doesn't seem right at all. Thanks very much for tuning in. Catch you in the next video. Enjoy your day.